Hey everyone, I hope you guys are enjoying the free title update number 2 for Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak on either your Nintendo Switch or on PC. And in this video, I want to try to showcase how it is that you should be able to get access to Anomaly Investigation 6-star quest. Remember that these are the brand new investigation quests with access to 5 brand new Anomaly monsters that simply did not have access to it in the past when we only had access to up to 5-star Anomaly monsters. These are Espinas, Gore, Magala, Bazelgeuse, Rajang, and Pyraknakadaki. So these are monsters that essentially simply didn't have access to Anomaly investigations. Now they do, and they are certainly a challenge for sure. Now the first thing you need to probably know is that you need to be at the very least Anomaly Investigation level 81 plus. That is because in order for you to be able to unlock Anomaly Investigation 6, you need to have already unlocked Anomaly Investigation level 5 quests. So essentially you need to have done some basic grinding to be able to have access to unlocked Anomaly Investigation 5. So once you get to level 81, or most likely like most of you guys I presume are level 100 already, once you do that, all you really have to do is make your way down to the quest board and check the Anomaly Investigation search tab, and there you should be able to see that kind of like you unlocked previously in the past access to monsters leading up to Anomaly Investigation 5, the same thing can be said for Anomaly Investigation 6. You won't be able to see these monsters appearing here if you're any level under 81. So this is why you have to eventually get to Anomaly 81, and from then on you should be able to start seeing these monsters appear on their very own. So essentially once you have access to them, you should be able to just search them up on the quest, jump into one. Presumably you should be able to find one. The first one that I had access to was a Pyraknakadaki. It was the first one that I jumped into somebody else's quest. One of the brand new additions to this specific patch is the fact that on the right side of the screen, when you load into a quest, you're going to be able to see it tell you like what level the quest is, what the target is, how many modifiers there are specifically on the quest. They added like some quality of life improvements, so you don't necessarily have to open the quest information tab or anything like that. You already have that information being flashed in your screen as you jump into the quest. So essentially, like most other Anomaly Investigation quests, once you finish that hunt, whichever one it is that you find, Pyraknakadaki, Rajang, Bazelgeuse, Espinas, or Gore Magala, whichever one you actually end up getting first, once you finish it, of course, you're going to have a copy of that specific quest, whether it is level 71 plus or afterwards after level 100. And then of course, the more of these quests you do, the more of the other access to the other monsters you're going to have, or you can choose to go into the quest board once again, look up one of the different monsters and simply copy somebody else's quest after you finish it. So essentially the process from getting Anomaly 5-star investigation quest to Anomaly 6-star investigation quest is pretty much the same thing again, except with the understanding that this time you have to be a little bit higher level and you have to get access to them, you know, by unlocking those parameters of Anomaly Investigation 5, but it's just pretty much the same thing once again. Now, in order for you to be able to get full access to these monsters in their very own quest that is not necessarily tied to Anomaly Investigations, you are gonna probably have to be somewhere around level 110 Anomaly Investigations. But in truth, as of right now, most likely a lot of people are still grinding their way to that point, so you're not going to be able to see it pop up until much later down the week. So for right now, people are just basically grinding their way to be able to get to that point. Not that it really matters, because you already have access to those monsters through the Anomaly Investigation quest board search, and you eventually get your very own copy of those quests. So if you want to just hunt those monsters normally, you have no issues whatsoever. And now, as far as the monsters themselves, they are, I guess, vary in difficulty. For example, Gore Magala's Anomaly version was kind of like really easy. He wasn't necessarily dangerous. You certainly always want to make use of whatever extra monsters are appearing on the map. Make sure to mount them. Make sure to get the extra free damage. You know, it's always valuable to just keep more monsters knocked down and the rest of your team just, you know, kind of welling away on the monsters. I found Pyraknakadaki to be extremely easy. He does have like a really massive attack, like a ground attack that I kind of noticed. I'm not necessarily sure I've seen it before. I don't think it's a new attack. I just simply probably wasn't paying attention before. So I saw this one big, massive fire ground attack that it did. that it took out a person that they were just completely unsuspecting. Anomaly Rajang, surprisingly enough, feels probably like the easiest one to me. Anomaly Espinas, though, is probably the toughest one because he kind of does the same Diablos thing where he's just constantly trying to bull rush people. So it just felt like not only does it naturally hit hard on its very own, but ultimately now being Anomaly, it just kind of hits way harder than before. So it's going to be one of those that probably like Diablos, people are going to start dying to it rather often. And if you're not necessarily paying attention to its zigzag attack as well, it's going to be one of those that you're probably going to have a tough time with. But other than that, the Bazelgeuse is just probably, you know what, Rajang and Bazelgeuse are probably as easy together. Bazelgeuse is extremely easy because you could just knock that thing down, continually keep it on the ground. It cannot do anything. This is why Seething Bazelgeuse as well is extremely easy to hunt when we were talking about Anomaly Investigation, leveling and grinding, making your way up to the ranks. Is one of those monsters you certainly want to farm. Most likely this normal Bazelgeuse Anomaly Investigation one is going to be the one you're going to be grinding with another Anomaly 5 monster or something like that thrown into the quest. It's not going to surprise me if that is the one people choose to grind because it is just extremely easy to keep it on the ground. He doesn't have a lot of health, so it's certainly probably the one that people are going to be abusing to be able to grind their way into about 120, but I think you only need to be about 110 to be able to unlock the extra other quests. Now, as far as anything else here when it comes to Anomaly Investigations, it does feel like Anomaly Investigation Tier 6 is a little bit barren with only 5 monsters. I kind of assume that they're going to be adding more heading into the future, but as of right now, it just seems a little bit barren. I'm really concerned, or I guess wondering, why didn't they necessarily decide to add a couple of more monsters specifically to this tier? We did speak about that Tier 7 is going to be dropping presumably in the next patch as well in November. So most likely, you know, they round that Anomaly Tier 6 by adding 1 or 2 more monsters, and then they move on to Tier 7, which is most likely going to be Elders and any other monsters, Shagaru, Magalas, and the like, you know. So I'm not necessarily sure why they just decided to do 5. It feels a little bit barren. It feels like they could have done a little bit more to it. And Anomaly Investigations for this point in time, it just feels like kind of like more of the same. Nothing necessarily really changed. The challenge is really going to be there if you're struggling with one of the monsters. But again, that's really going to vary based on your kind of experience, most likely your weapon playstyle as well. So that's really going to be making the big decision. But hopefully you guys found this informative. Certainly I'm going to be going over any more details we get regarding any new findings on Anomaly Investigations in that specific front heading into the future. If you're brand new to my channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, hit the bell to receive notifications when the videos go up, and as always, thank you so much for watching. See ya!